So, something that's unique to this pedal, versus the other ones in this, that I'm using for like ambient effects right now, is this like it's a whole ecosystem within itself because you have six effects at a time. You got over about 100 and something effects in there that are all useful. Like I didn't see one effect in there that I was just like, oh, this is trash. You know what I'm saying? Like it's got a lot in there. That's as good as anybody else's delay. You just really nice. You know what I'm saying? And you got the reverbs in here. Here's a little tip for the Zoom users. If you use Zoom pedals, one thing that'll help make your just make it sound bigger when you're using the reverbs and stuff would be to add um the reverb running in. Just whole complete massive sounding pads. And the biggest thing with this pedal is to really understand that it has so many options for you. It can, but the thing I do like about it is its main function works best towards the end of your signal where you want to just add sweet in all your sounds. So, oh my goodness. Just beautiful. You also got swell in there, auto swell. So, and mind you, all these patches that you're hearing from these different pedals are available on the Patreon once again. You can get your MS-70 CDR pack and the MS-60B plus pack on there, and I got pads, bass sims, so all the bass sounds on there, and Zoom B6 also has a pack on there too. So I really like these new Zoom pedals. They upgraded the actual analog circuitry of it, so when it's bypass, it doesn't color your tone. It's a buffered bypass still, but it doesn't color your tone too much. So, yeah. Now we come to the, so far, just so we can recap from part one, those of you guys that just joined us, hit that like button and subscribe. It really, really helps me out. I definitely appreciate you chiming in. But we got everything running to the three-way effects loop, compressor, first loop, second loop, OC5 octave, Boss OC5, then loop 3, future impact in the deep freeze, then back into the looper out to the ToneX 1, MXR layers, into the Enzo X. Now everything becomes stereo into the MS-70 CDR Plus, and now we're at the TC Electronic Plethora X1. And again, if you want an explanation, the rest of the explanation, that's in part one, so check that out when you get a chance. But we already heard a bit of the chorus, the tri-chorus. And one thing people don't know about the TC Electronic Plethora X1 is you don't just have so you can have an A-B slot for each one of these preset slots. So let's move this over here. So you got 7 slots there. Each of those slots can be A or B. So you can have 2 effects on each slot, and you just press down, hold this, and it can switch between the 2. Or it could be a chorus. Super useful, right? Then you also, on each effect, you can use this toggle switch in the middle there, and it gives you the different types of chorus or different types of that effect that are available. So if it's a reverb effect, you can change it from the shimmer to a hall. Or, if it's the chorus effect, you can change it from the tri-chorus to, what else we got on here? The SCF chorus, and we got different types of stuff. Octavers, same thing. You got compressors. It can be an octaver, a compressor, a noise gate. It can be a freeze pedal due to infinite sustain by TC Electronic. It can also be delays, phaser, flanger. So it's something that can be any of the TC Electronic effects algorithms pretty much. It can pretty much do, with the exception of drives. It doesn't do any drives, but it does give you all that other stuff, even like a doubler and some other things. I mostly use it for the reverbs. I love the shimmer reverb, and I also love the chorus on there and the vibrato. Those are my 3 favorite effects on there. Straight up cathedral. Beautiful. This one I designed myself. Delays. Tremolo. Vibrato. I love the TC Electronic vibrato. So another great effect by them. This is the viscous vibe. Very nice modulation effects, for sure. Nice. Nice phaser. Very transparent. So, it's got some really nice effects on this thing. It's easy to kind of sleep on it, but the Plethora X1 definitely has a great amount of effects, and they fixed the software bug of it connecting through Bluetooth. So now it connects really easily. You just press the button on the back, and it actually connects perfectly. And then you're good. You're in business. All you got to do from there is you can literally have a ton of different parameters that each knob, A, B, and C can control. So I think each of them can be set to 3 parameters each, to whatever you want them to be. That's available with the parameters, and it has an extensive amount of parameters to the point where, if you don't know what you're doing, it might be a little intimidating, but it's definitely a pedal that's great versatility to it. Now we come to the Line 6 HX1. Now this pedal grew on me. I'm not a huge fan of Line 6 bass stuff in particular. They don't particularly cater to bass players as much as I would like, But, I do like these reverbs on here. The reverbs on here are really good. This Noble DI is okay. It could warm up something. Let me see. So, and that's with no bass or nothing added. Here's a little bass, a little treble. So, does it sound exactly like a Noble? Kinda, a little bit. It's not as big of a sound, and of course, it doesn't feel like a tube amp, or like a tube in general. So that's something that you got to watch out for. But it is a decent enough where it's actually the only bass preamp on there I would actually use personally. Then my next on there, I also love this analog filter. Analog flanger The analog flanger is the only modulation on there that I really rock with. And when I say I really rock with it, I really like this pedal, this effect. So it can get you this very nice subtle, just adds a little bit of width to hitting that flux, and you can have some extreme settings set like I do here. Subtle. Without it. So I can be all here all day with this flanger. I love the sound of this flanger. Thanks, I appreciate that. Let me turn this on here. I don't know why my comments aren't coming through on the software, but I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, it's a lot of pedals, you know. I love pedals if you can't tell. You know, but I definitely appreciate y'all hanging with me. Hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? Help me out here. You know what y'all doing? Hit that like button for me, yeah? 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 This the added delay. And I actually love this delay. Hall reverb. Dynamic Bloom reverb. Shimmer reverb. Having that flux there definitely like is amazing because you could just have like your nice normal subtle effect there for reverb, and then you can also just press that flux, and now I have all my flux with the light on to be much bigger sounding reverbs and pads and things like that. So that's what I would all on foot switch rather, definitely makes a difference for me, and it morphs between the two. So it'll go from one setting, then it'll glide and like gradually change things. Yeah, how much serious? Woo! Particle reverb. Flux.